Guys, this is Marc Augustine here, and in this video, I have a gentleman that I had on the channel before. As you would have seen from the title, we're going to talk about MC011. But I had Marty on the channel before. He's a member of Ecom Sniper. I'll leave a link to the Ecom Sniper group and so on in the description, and I'll leave a link to the old video that I did with him and Sammy as well. But Marty, you want to introduce yourself really quickly before we get into the video?
Sure. Hi, everyone. My name is Marty, and I've been into drop shipping on eBay business since pretty much 2013. I had a very successful run for 5 years. I had $1 million revenue years, and it all kind of stopped in 2018 when eBay decided to pretty much ban all retail arbitrage type of drop shippers. And then I kind of fell back on my cushiony 9-to-5 Monday through Friday job, which I still have today, and really trying to quit. But you know, it's not that easy when you have a wife and a 6-year-old in the house to pay bills for.
Right.
So I restarted drop shipping again on eBay recently, back in December last year, and just recently found Mark and Sammy Ecom Sniper program, which has given me some really good results. So yeah, I've been implementing their ideas since May of this year, and I just opened a second eBay account, and will continue to open more accounts. I ideally would like to have somewhere around 30 accounts by next year. So, but in order to do that, it's not that easy, but we'll see. Yeah, that's kind of my overview of e-commerce career.
Okay. So the main reason, one of the main reasons, well, the main reason I have you on your channel today is to talk about MC011, right? I posted a video about MC011 a few months ago, and people keep asking me questions. There was a dude who joined the group, I want to say 3 or 4 days ago, who specifically joined my group on Facebook. So you guys could check the link on Facebook to join my group. But he joined the group specifically to ask about MC011 and because he had that problem, right? So why don't we'll talk a bit about MC011. Now, guys, if any of you guys want Marty to take a look at your account and you have MC011 and you want to see if you could fix it, I'll put a link to so you can schedule an appointment with him so you could go over your account. The link is in Fiverr, so you're protected. I'll put a link in the description. But anyway, let's get into the MC011 stuff, Marty. So what is MC011? What is it?
Yeah, it's a great question. It's basically the type of restriction that is placed by eBay on your account, because they deem that your activity is kind of a risk to the eBay community. So they're going to scrutinize your account now. They're going to ask a couple of things from you that you need to provide in order to restore selling privileges account.
Okay. And why do you think, I mean, I haven't personally, no, we did get MC011 last year. I think that's when I made the video. And one, we got it unsuspended, and the other one, it still has MC011. Now, why do you think it happens? Like what kind of, because what do you think triggers the suspension?
Yeah, it's a good question. There's several reasons. First, there's a couple of reasons why there could be a trigger. You may have lots of different unresolved cases. Buyers will open up items not received, the INRs, or items not as described. So you ended up having lots of those type of cases. That will trigger a red flag. Another is a new account, and you've been growing too quickly. You've been listing lots of items daily, maybe weekly, and so eBay doesn't really know who you are, until they actually do a thorough KYC, right? Until they actually
Right.
do that MC011. That's where they start asking you for all the documentation backup so that you prove to them that you are a legitimate seller.
Right.
And also, not having tracking numbers. When you start selling and you don't post tracking numbers, especially in the beginning, I would say that eBay does not know if the customer on the other end actually received the item, right? They don't know that. So you have to prove to them that you actually sent that item by uploading the tracking number that shows successful delivery.
Right.
Now,
And just
there's
not to cut you off, like the MC01 I talked about last year when we started with Victor's account. We got it in my assumption because we sold one, the account grew really quickly. We went from 0 sales, I want to say within the first 5 or 6 weeks, we had $1,000 day, and we were not uploading tracking numbers. So, and then it triggered the MC011. But,
Yep.
and then what is usually asked for it? What is usually asked to be provided to remove the MC011?
Yeah, so when the MC011 your account gets hit, they'll typically ask you for a couple of things. I have a list here of 5 things that they're going to ask you. First is a readable copy of either your driver's license or some sort of a government issued ID. It could be a passport, for example.
Right.
2, they're going to ask for a recent credit card statement, bank statement, or utility bill. And as long as you have to prove to them that your name and billing address matches that statement, right?
Right.
That's whatever you have on your registered on your eBay account that needs to match. So next item, you have to prove to them that you actually purchased the item recently, that you recently listed for sale on eBay and sold to your customers. So you need to have manufacturers or vendors invoices or receipts.
Right.
That's
Right.
very important. This is actually I would say the most crucial item. Lots of people get that wrong. They'll try to make up some very simple typed in a Word receipts that just do not look professional at all. So
Yeah, I've seen people download receipt templates from Google Documents and do all type of very basic stuff. But
yeah. What I do is I also I have a exclusive legit wholesaler that I work with that
right.
provides the logo and so-called affidavit that says that you are in an agreement with them to purchase their item, and they are a legitimate wholesaler. So the whole idea is for you to prove to eBay that you do not engage in any retail arbitrage, right? And
Right.
none of the retail drop shipping is happening on your account. And so that's why it's important to have a relationship with an actual wholesaler. And I do have that. And that's why anybody who needs to have the MC011 appealed, I will provide them with contact information to that wholesaler so they can actually get that affidavit along with the receipts. So that's this. The next thing is proof of delivery. eBay will ask you to upload tracking numbers or proof that you delivered all the items that you recently sold to your customers. So you need to be on top of that. There are ways to do it. You can have, let's say, 70% tracking numbers, and then 30%. You can prove to eBay that you delivered the items by simply talking to your customers and getting the proof from them that you actually that they
Right, like getting
received the
feedback.
items.
Right.
Yeah, or you can, once they post positive feedback on your account, you can also attach a screenshot of that. And a next item that may or may not happen is a copy of a credit card or bank statement that shows that you purchased the items on the invoice, right?
Or from that credit card.
From that credit card company, yes. So that may or may not happen. If that does happen, then you're gonna have to alter that bank statement a little bit, because
Right.
if you're drop shipping from Amazon, so you purchased all your items on Amazon, so that's Amazon's going to be on your credit card statement, right? So you're going to have to take out that Amazon line and put in that legitimate vendor's name on there. But yeah, those are the 5 requirements for in order to successfully resolve MC011.
Right. Wow. Okay. And why do you think, because before we had this call, right? I've had, there's a guy called Elia who I'm not sure if I had him on a channel before, but he's been in the drop shipping space for a while. And he had offered this service in the past, but he hasn't been that successful. And meaning the service to get unsuspended from MC011. And then you have a lot of scammers on the, I wouldn't say a lot, but in the groups on Facebook, you come across, like a friend of mine came across a guy claiming he's an eBay insider and he works for eBay and he could get your account suspended. And it was bullshit. He lost $800. He paid the dude on Payoneer or something. And the service was never rendered, right? And like, I know professionally you're an accountant, right? Do you think that experience helped you to understand the detail and the intricacies needed to get past this, the suspension?
That's a good question. I would say no, not my accounting experience directly. It was more of a brainstorming with my previous VA that I used to hire for my eBay account. I know he gave me, he had quite a solid knowledge of different legitimate wholesalers online, and so he gave me the idea of contacting this wholesaler, and so I've got hit with MC011 in February, and I kind of followed some of the steps that he asked me, and that all worked. And so then I started helping other people with MC011. And
yeah,
I just
want to say something for YouTube. So the reason why Marty is on the channel, like, he's in the ecom sniper group, and I saw when you got MC011, and I saw when you got the account back, and then I saw someone else mention about it, and then I saw you got it back. So just for you guys watching, I mean, you could like the video, subscribe, all this stuff, but the purpose of me bringing you here is because I saw the success you had, right? How with that first suspension in February, how long did it take to get the account back?
Yeah, that's a good question. So it took me quite some time to upload all the tracking numbers, because the suspension was immediate, and I just had orders that just came in that same day. So I was sitting on like 100 orders that pretty much just came in within the past couple of days. And so I needed to still process all the orders, wait for Amazon to generate tracking numbers. Now, obviously we don't want to upload the TBA Amazon tracking numbers. And so I used to use Aquiline or Blue Care Express. Now that's been banned by eBay, so that's why it's a little bit trickier now. But you could technically still legally upload Amazon TBA tracking numbers. The eBay actually recognized finally Amazon as a logistics partner. So Amazon TBA tracking numbers actually go through. They do not show the delivery though when you click on it on eBay. Plus, you don't really actually want to provide TBA account tracking numbers, right? Because that obviously proves that you're using Amazon to ship your products, which kind of defeats the purpose of proving to eBay that you do not engage in retailer arbitrage. So that's why, you only want to upload the FedEx, UPS, USPS tracking numbers, and then for any of your orders that generated with the TBA numbers, you just end up contacting the customers and confirming receipt of the product with them directly. So that that's a little bit more hassle there, but and as long as you can prove the receipt of those products to the customer like that, then you should be solid.
Okay. And so, but we got sidetracked. But how long do you think that first suspension took? A week, 2 weeks, a month?
Yeah, so it took me, I want to say it took me about a week and a half to just wrap up all my tracking numbers. I think I had 1 or 2 cases that I needed to finish resolving. So before I was able to upload all the documents, it took me about a week and a half. Then another, I would say, 5 days for eBay to process everything I sent them. And then I needed to send them some additional. They asked me for more, because I only sent them 10 invoices, but I had like 100 orders, right? And so when they ended up getting back to me and saying, well, we need tracking numbers for all the sales receipts for all the orders, all the products that you sold to the customers. So when this happens, you just tell them, hey, I don't have access to that information anymore. It's been archived with my wholesaler. So you just basically write a nice letter to eBay and telling them, hey, I could probably send you another 10 or 15 sales receipts, and they'll almost always pretty much agree with you, especially if you have your account on with a very good feedback. You've been conducting yourself solid. You communicate with your customers on time, and they see all this, right? So then you can get away with not having to send them 100 or 200 sales receipts. So yeah, the whole thing took about 2.5 weeks, I would say.
Okay. And then after that suspension, what other suspension did you work on since then? You said, I think you mentioned before the video, you dealt with it twice just on your account?
Yes. So first I dealt it with sometime back in 2013 or 14. So
okay.
Yeah, 10 years ago. I don't even remember how I appealed it, but I know it was successful because the account is still running today.
Right.
So the second time was back in February, but that was after this big absence between 2018 and 2023.
Right. So you started to generate sales, and then you're like, okay, what's going on?
And my trigger was listing too many items. Like I was listing fine for first month or two, but then on my third month, there was one day when I listed 4,000 items. And that's exactly what triggered
in a day.
MC011 in a day. 4,000.
Was that was before you joined Ecom Sniper, no? Or after?
Correct. Before.
How did you what did you use to list 4,000 items in a day?
Yeah, I was using SKU as a lister. And then you can list. So that was they do an API on your eBay account, right? So you can get scrub lots of ASINs if you're doing the Amazon, or I actually had a different vendor that I used also that I scrubbed lots of, like I said, for about 4,000 items. That's when it happened.
In a day. Okay. And then since then, you were a couple of people in Ecom Sniper. You dealt with MC011 with them, or was it, what other accounts did you work on?
So right now I'm exclusively drop shipping from Amazon
Mhm,
through, and I use Ecom Sniper software.
mhm.
So I have not had any MC011s on my account
Right,
since February. But like I said, I helped lots of people in the community
right.
successfully appeal it
And you've
using
had
exclusively my method.
okay, and you had any situations where the account did not get unsuspended?
So I had one person that I'm still working with
Mhm.
that have been following my formula, but it turns out that he has a fake account. So like
Right,
his name does not match the government ID. And so eBay's been, they've been not liking that. So yeah, we're trying to resolve this issue. There's a way to do it. Uh, and
right,
and
right.
so I'm hoping, he's going to be able to get that resolved. So that's why I say when my method works, it works on legitimate accounts.
Right, because I see, so the link that we left in the description to the Fiverr, you
Mhm.
spend 30 minutes to go over the account to kind of, I guess, review if you think it could be unsuspended.
Correct.
Like, what's the
Correct.
purpose of that first call?
Yeah. Yeah. I want to take a look at your account, what you've been doing on this account, how you've been conducting yourself, where your review, how many reviews you have, what reviews, what feedbacks, what feedback you have, how you've been listing on this account. And so I
Mhm.
need all those questions. Like when did you get that MC011? What did you respond, if anything, to that message? I need to have all this information first in order to properly analyze your capability of the successful appeal. So that's very
Right,
important.
yeah, because you don't want to over, like you don't. I know a lot of people in the community, or the few people I know in the community who offer this service. A lot of
Mhm.
them don't take the care. They just want the money and then they see if they could solve it, right? I see that the process you're going through, you're trying to it seems like you're ensuring that it can be done.
Exactly. Yeah, I don't want to waste people's time. That's why when I'm gonna see that it's worthless, like if your account is trash and it doesn't make sense to appeal this because I know that it's not gonna happen, then I'm just gonna say it straight out.
Right,
That way you've only spent $25 talking with me.
right, right,
But if I do see that there's a good chance your account is going to be successfully appealed, then I'll tell you, hey, your account is good. You've been doing great. Maybe you just listed too many items too quickly, or you've had a couple of cases unresolved. Maybe your account it just fell under a little bit because you've been canceling too many items and selecting incorrect reasoning for that. So those are all the things I need to take a look at before I can tell you, hey, there's a very good chance this appeal is going to be successful.
right. Okay. And I'm assuming you're confident in this process because you've had
Mhm.
complete success so far.
Yeah, eBay has a list. I believe they have a list of legitimate vendors who, they strongly believe are
Right,
actual wholesalers or manufacturers or whatever the case may be. As long as they're not retailers, right? If they see that what you told them is not a wholesaler or is just a retailer, then that defeats the purpose. They're going to say no. So they do recognize my wholesaler because I, along amongst all many others, have successfully appealed MC011. So yeah,
yeah,
that's
because I
those
know
things are crucial.
back in the day when we had Dropship House, a lot of people were dropshipping from Walmart. And I remember it was either
Done it too.
Eric. Yeah, one of the guys got MC011 with Walmart,
Mhm.
and they had tried to backdate the Walmart receipts,
Mhm.
like it worked once, and then it just stopped working. Like it
Mhm.
worked, like they accepted it once from us, and then that process of editing the
Mhm.
Walmart receipts just doesn't work anymore. So I understand what you're saying with the suppliers.
Do you remember when was this? When they did accept that invoice? What year was this?
Dropship House had to been like, let me see, maybe 2019, maybe
Okay, so
2018.
eBay started saying no to retail arbitrage in 2018. So
Right,
if this
right.
was, yeah, so if this was right around that time
It
and
was right
before,
around that time.
and they still were fine with it. But after that, there was just see, that's the thing. Drop shipping is such an easy way to get into the e-commerce, right? It's very easy.
Right,
It's cheap. You don't have to have a capital. And lots of people have started selling using dropshipping method, and lots of people screw this up royally. And
right,
eBay just started being fed up because it hurts their image, hurts their business when a bad seller comes in and screws up the good experience with between the seller and the buyer, right? They want the buyers to have a good experience with the sellers.
right,
So when a bad seller comes in and screws everything up for us as drop shippers, and unfortunately that's what happened around that time, and that's when they
right,
banned it. Well, they did, they when I say ban, um, they just don't want you to use retailers as a drop ship, all right? But if you can do this properly and professionally, conduct yourself professionally, then obviously you can get away with it,
right,
right?
right. Yeah, I mean, we in ecom sniper, they're like a lot of people doing it every day. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
We have a couple
Yeah,
accounts which we all drop shipping from retailers, but you need to, as you said, you need to fulfill orders on time, do good customer service, run a
mhm.
real business. You treat it like it's a
Yep,
real business,
yep,
as opposed to just like some quick money.
yeah, yeah.
Okay,
And
okay.
if you have lots of if you sell lots of overpriced items or out of stock items, then you end up canceling your orders, right?
Right,
If you're gonna select because a seller was out of stock as a reason when you cancel those orders, then that's another red flag that's gonna
right,
trigger MC011. So you have to be mindful of this. You have to figure out how to sell products that do not go out of stock or are overpriced. There are methods to do that. There are ways to
right.
to do that when you do get out of stock, when you do sell out of stock items. So there's lots of things, lots of triggers with eBay that do trigger that MC011.
Okay, okay, okay. Well, thanks. I mean, thanks for your time. So, guys, if you're watching this, my assumption is you're trying to get some information about MC011. You can leave a comment in the comment section and ask any questions. I'll put links to directly to Marty's page where you could schedule a call with him, so you could take a look at the account and let you know if it could be unsuspended. I'll also put a link to my Facebook group and Telegram group so you guys can reach out to us. And hopefully I can have Marty on the channel again, and we could go through specifics, maybe like 5 things eBay look for that, or 3 things that trigger eBay or something. We'll do some follow-up videos to give you guys some more insight on what to do to get over MC011 and what to do to avoid getting MC011 when selling on eBay and also drop shipping on eBay. So is there
Mhm.
anything you want to say before we go, Marty?
Yeah, I just want to say, e-commerce is a really great thing. It has helped me. It's been my side hustle for many, many years, and right now I'm trying to scale it to the point where it takes over my Monday through Friday 9 to 5 job. So
Right.
that's kind of my ideal goal. And I'm on a good way to get there right now.
Okay.
So
Okay.
don't, you as a seller, when you get into the e-commerce, you you take risks, but you have to learn. You really have to learn about drop shipping, doing it the right way. And that's why, I do recommend Sammy and Mark's Ecom Sniper software, because it's really the right way to do it. And they have an amazing group on Telegram that they're a group of experts, lots of experienced sellers out there that you can learn from. So even if you
that are not on YouTube, I think what is interesting is that there are people that are not influencers per se. They just hide at home and make their money, and in these groups, and these small groups, like I'm in that group and a group that Sammy has on Discord, but most of the people don't want to be on YouTube for whatever reason. But
yeah, so even if you think you can try and solve the MC011 by yourself, I would strongly suggest hiring an expert that's going to help you do it, because I've seen so many people fail it, so many people just not really understanding why they've gotten that MC011 and how to approach it the right way. So I believe I'm the right person to help.
Okay, dude. Well, thanks a lot for your time. And guys, I want to publicly apologize to Marty, because I was supposed to have him on your channel before, but I was traveling and we were supposed to meet up and I missed the call. So I apologize to you, brother, for missing our last call.
No problem. I understand.
But yeah, guys, so like the video, subscribe, let us know how we can help you with MC01 with eBay drop shipping. And yeah, thanks for your time. Thanks for your time, Marty, and have a good one.
Okay, you too. Thanks. Bye.
Later.